Okay, I had to rotate my device. Hey everybody, how my hair's a little crazy today. How are you doing? It's JD Temple live on Thursday morning. Yeah, it's Thursday morning and I'm here with you at the store at the new shop and we'll be doing some painting today. So I'm really excited about it. I'm going to give you guys a little tour and I kind of like lean on in here in this showcase. Like, it's been a crazy year. It's been like lots of great things, but it's been, I guess like what I'm trying to say is that, like I've certainly have, I feel in my mind like leveled up a great deal, in comparison to where I was a year ago, or even like 6 months ago, like in so many ways. But like, and even like the last year and two, like I've made like a lot of growth, in a lot of areas of my life. But like I realized like in the process of leveling up in a lot of these areas and like finding myself finally and like finding like where I fit in a lot of areas, I've also like lost myself in some areas. So like that's the frustrating part, is that, and I guess that too, like that's kind of part of the spiritual journey though too, is like finding yourself and then getting lost again and then finding yourself again and getting lost again. So that's certainly part of the roller coaster, but that's kind of what I've been experiencing and what I've been going through. And like, that's like one of the biggest reasons why I haven't produced any content and I haven't really done much of anything like in the last year and really like in the last few years. It just like dwindled down like more and more and more and more. And of course, I was like getting busy in other things and like focusing on other areas of my life and like really focusing on getting things straight business wise and straight things with my kids and my relationships and all of that. And like, like I I began to like watch way too much television. Like I got like so sucked into that and consumed by it and like it like became like this little thing that was just like always there and always just happening and like I was not I wasn't being responsible enough to limit myself and I wasn't doing like the things that I should be doing to like move the ball forward in my life and to like grow spiritually. Like I was stagnating like big time and it's because I wasn't focusing on the right things and like just allowing myself to like basically like be held captive by me just like wanting to be entertained and like not tapping into nature and not tapping into my spirituality like I really need to and should and like um that's a huge problem, obviously like that's a huge problem. um and it's something that like I have to change like big time and I am taking steps to change that. But it's hard like once you set like certain routines in place, to kind of like break certain cycles and things and like form new habits and form new routines and like healthy habits and healthy routines. And like I've certainly been doing that and it's definitely like changing my everyday life for the better. Oh my gosh, like, um, but that's where I'm at, So like I'm excited about my new, um, like all of these new things that are coming down the line, in my life. And it's, a lot of things that I've been really working hard for, like finally happening, and that's really cool. And I'm super excited about it. But like, I guess like another thing I wanted to talk to y'all about today about too is that like, um, so like earlier on in this channel's development and this channel's creation, I was not always on drugs, but I was on drugs a lot for a lot of it, unfortunately. So let's go to another wall. Let's get a discolor wall for this conversation. How about that? Sarah picked out this color. I really like it. Oh, you're okay. It's okay. No problem. Let me hold on. I gotta text my. You're okay. No worries. Bye. My landlord was saying she was being a driveway hog, and she was like, "Sorry," and so I was like, "Oh, it's okay." All right, so we're gonna get back to this. So, like early on in this channel's development, um, I was doing a lot of drugs, and my creativity was largely like fueled by drugs. I mean, like a lot of artists, I mean, like it's a very common thing. It happens. Um, and it it definitely just, I don't know. I was a different person then. I mean, obviously, of course, but I don't know. I was more inspired, I guess. I kind of felt like I was more together, and like even my vocabulary was different. I mean, I had a terrible mouth as far as like, I mean, I cussed a lot, and that was ignorant and stupid. But doing this, like not being on drugs, is not easy. It's really hard. And that's been something too that that has been difficult for me, like these past few years, because I've been sober these past few years. I mean, of course, there's things that I partake in every now and again, like marijuana and things like that. But I don't do any hard drugs, and I very rarely ever drink any alcohol. And I used to be doing both of those things like all the time, and which was absolutely stupid and ignorant as hell, but that was the way I was living my life, and that was what I got used to doing. And now that I don't have that, of course I'm a much happier person. I mean, a much more productive person, and my life is clicking in the way that it should be in so many ways. But there are these voids that are left within you, like post drug addiction, that is like really, really difficult to deal with. Like, post acute withdrawal syndrome, or pause, is like a real thing. I mean, it's definitely a real thing. I know that for sure. And I've definitely experienced that. Um, but it's just been hard, and it's just like, this is something that, I really have to, like, to dig deep to be able to do these things that I want to do, like naturally, without the assistance of the substances like I used to rely on. Like even just like doing like certain magical operations that I used to like, that I was like used to doing on drugs. It's different doing, it's different doing it when not on drugs. It can be a little bit more difficult. And of course too, sometimes like I just don't have the energy anymore. I mean, I do at times, and I guess like I have the energy of a normal person, but I don't have the energy of a drug addict. When you have the energy of a drug addict, you can get a lot of things done. Um, so there was certainly, I guess, in my addiction, in certain periods of time, there was a lot that I gained from it, but really, ultimately, it just takes everything away. And it's, even something that I'm still paying the price for to this very day. Um, and it's been so hard. It's been so freaking hard, and like, I feel like really stupid that I kind of let my connection dwindle a little bit the way that I have. Um, and like rightfully so, like it's my fault. I mean, like, yeah, I mean, if you want any of these things to work out the way that they should and that the way that they could, the way they ought to, which is like immensely, immensely, amazingly awesome, then you have to give things time and attention, right? Like you have to. Um, you can't be like fucking off all the time and not doing any magic and not doing anything at all and expecting things to be working for you. You can't do that. And at times I've been that way, and it doesn't serve me. It doesn't serve me at all. It doesn't serve me at all to be a lazy fuck that's not engaged in life. What's your question, Matt? I'm sorry, I didn't see the thing there. Let me get this lighter. All right, what was your question again, man? Sorry about that. I'm gonna look. I'm looking now. The thing only comes up for a second. Hopefully it'll come back in a minute. I don't know how to make it pop back up. Well, there, the pattern for the using. How do you teach like that? Yeah, it's hard, man. Yeah, it's definitely hard. It's difficult. And that's why like at times I had to kind of like step aside and really not do anything at all. I mean like especially like not public things. Um, because I felt that I wasn't living my life in the right ways and like how could I like get on here really and like if I wasn't. And like I know that there's a lot of people like that that people follow in the left hand path that you know that you know what's up. I mean it just is what it is. You know what's up. And like I just can't do that. I can't be that way. Um, and so, I also, too, I mean, I'm like totally honest about what's going on with me as well, and like what was going on with me, and like what is going on with me. Whereas I think a lot of those other people may not be so forthcoming about it. Maybe they are like as far as past things, but as far as like current things, that doesn't seem to be the case for many of them. But again, I don't know for sure, of course. So but like most of those things are pretty damn obvious, though, aren't they? I mean, that's pretty like that's written all over everybody's face. Typically when things are out of hand, but yeah, a lot of them are. Yeah, I mean, and that just kind of like too, um, a lot of struggle and a lot of addiction seem to kind of go part and parcel with left hand path spirituality and magic. For some reason, I don't know if it's just like that's the type of people that this path attracts, but I mean, of course, too, like this path will um, ultimately help you to overcome those things, and this has for me has ultimately helped to overcome it. It wasn't the cause of my addictions by any means, but it did ultimately help me to overcome it But why do so many people in the left-hand path get trapped in addiction? Um, quite possibly, like a lot of things, I'm sure that it has a lot to do with things that were predetermined before this incarnation, that I did choose these certain struggles. I did choose these certain things to like happen. Um, like even as far as like me being molested as a child, like I probably did choose for that to happen, knowing that it was going to unlock certain psychic doorways and gateways and like help me to ultimately be a better sorcerer. As crazy as that freaking sounds, it seems to be the case. And there's a lot of us out there like that. I want to venture to guess probably 80 to 90% of us in the community that may be the case. As far as like have experienced those types of things in their lives. And like, so what's up with that? Is that a weird coincidence, or is that something that people had chosen, like, that even had soul contracts with the people that did, like actually did that to them, and it was like an agreed upon thing because it needed to like shatter the psychic filter and open the gateway, maybe. But it's like addiction, the same type of deal. Like, did we choose these addictions because they also open psychic doorways within us, and also too, what is gained from overcoming these really, really, really difficult challenges. An addiction is so it's up there, on the top of the list with difficult things that you have to do in your life, right? Anybody that's ever experienced addiction, then you'll know what I'm talking about. It's not easy. It's definitely not a walk in the park. Yeah, I agree with what you're saying there too, man. Absolutely. So yeah, so it's been hard, man. It's been hard, like addiction is hard. But like living on the other side of addiction is hard too. Um, so I really do feel fabulous and feel great. It's just that like there's that depression that comes with it. And at times I just feel that like my mind is not quite working right. Um, when you're so used to being like sped up for so long, and then you kind of come back down to like that level playing field of like normal everyday like sober life, it's it's just hard. It's just hard. Yeah, right, exactly, Jen. Yeah, it is. It's like a 12-step program for eternity. And so, while I've like, it's been years now. It's been since really like October of 2019. So it's been 3 years now. Um, since I was like in active addiction, minus alcohol. I went through the alcohol thing like it's been, oh man, I don't even know how long that's been now, like 8 months or something, or maybe. But yeah, I had a really terrible like daily alcohol, issue for a while. And, with those addictions, came like that terrible TV thing that happened, to where I just didn't care about anything else really going on except for just being like, blah, and like, it just gets old and it gets boring. Yeah, exactly. Life is hard. Life is hard, but life is fun and life is awesome. And, like, man, I have been like spending time, finally getting back to meditating like I should, which is fucking awesome. Like basic foundational things that like I just hadn't been doing, very often like I should be. I've been exercising, like working out like shit 2 to 3 times a day, which I know that's a lot. But I have been doing that and making some huge changes there physically, and like that's been really awesome. And I'm really enjoying that and digging that a lot. Um, and that's something that I look forward to like every single freaking day. And like I should have been in here working on this store, and I've had it for like 3 months now, dude. Like, and like it's still just like I'm still painting, which and I just started doing that like um I don't know, like a week ago. And so it's like, what are you doing, man? You got to get with it. And like, I have been extremely freaking busy. Like, holy crap. Like, I've been really busy. But at the same time, it's like, dude, like, what are you doing? And so I'm over here painting and doing all of this. But, like I guess what I like the reason I was kind of getting into all that like addiction stuff and everything else is that like I had definitely I think like developed like an addiction to the television, and like that's like a real thing, like it really truly freaking is. And that's something that like I just have to like immediately limit in my life because it's really not good. And especially like everybody y'all know, like if you want a solid connection with these spirits, and like if you just want even like a solid connection with like the world, like the natural world around you, um and like if you want to like allow these spirits to speak to you, because a lot of it's going to be subtle things that are happening, and things that will happen when your attention is not captivated by some type of whatever. Even just by like taking time to listen to music and paint, or maybe practice a musical instrument, getting outside in nature, taking a walk around, doing any of those things, the spirits are gonna like communicate with you through those types of endeavors. But like just melting your mind, like that's like I know that there's things like that are educational, and that's great. And like I know that we're watching YouTube right now, and I get it, but I'm just saying that like there's got to be a balance, and you really have to be careful and limit that shit, because you can get sucked in, and then before you know it, like it's literally like stealing your life and your dreams from you like every day, little by little. And then you just like allow it to happen. um so writing down like what you actually do every day is a really really important thing, especially for people that are struggling. Like if you're struggling in evocation, um or if you're struggling to like learn a divination system, or like whatever it is, like um really like write down and take stock of what you're actually spending your time on, and like what you're doing every day. Like where is your time and attention actually going? Because like, for me, if I would have done that, I would have been shocked at like, holy crap, like I'm actually like not getting anything done at all. Like really and truly. And like that's a tragedy. It's a tragedy. Like it's a tragedy to waste like even one precious day that we have. I mean, it's cool to have days where you don't do anything at all and chill and stuff, but like, we're here on this earth to create. We're here to do things. We're here to make shit happen. We're here to make like real changes in this reality. And that can actually really happen when you actually start applying techniques and really start going after it and showing up in life every day. I've been doing those things, and it has been working out like so much better. Like so much better. Like I'm like actually feeling back with it. Like wow. Yeah, absolutely. Having that sense of purpose, Friar Pestle, is freaking like it's so important, man. Like once you find that purpose and start living that purpose, man, then it's like holy shit, like life really, really, really gets exciting and gets fun. Um, and that's something that I had definitely lost for a while there was my purpose, like for sure. Even like while things were like seemingly going good, like financially wise and everything, things great, couldn't be better. But like spiritually speaking, I was in the gutter, but like not that there's any kind of connection there whatsoever because like really we should all be making tons of money and money is not a evil thing at all and it does certainly help to make your quality of life better and all of these things. um, but I was just focusing on the wrong things, spending my time doing the wrong things. um, and just I had lost my connection with the natural world, and that's like so important. Like as a witch, like your connection to the natural world is really 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 vital. um and I know there's a lot of left-hand pathers that are into that, the kind of like that cyber type of existence, and like I'm not really into that. Trying to extend my physical life here on earth through artificial means. I'm not really into all that transhumanism and all of that stuff. I really think that it's important that we do everything that we can to stay in touch with our natural world as much as we possibly can. It is really 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 important, and that's just something that I know, like that for me, like that's I've got like a if something in the universe was trying to get me off my game and like get me off of my path, like they definitely found a way in and did it that way. So I just, now that I'm conscious of it and I can do something about it, that's the important thing. Is that I do something about it now that I am conscious of it. Because like, of course, none of us are perfect at all. And we're going to make mistakes every day, that's for sure. But, it's like once you become consciously aware of things that you need to fix or things that you need to do differently in order to have success, like it's vital to start doing those things. Because like if you don't start doing those things, then you're going to start to feel worse and it sucks you into like this vacuum of like self-loathing, and it sucks. It's yucky. But I'm going to give you guys a freaking tour of the store while you're still here. It's kind of a mess right now, but it's coming together. I want to put the camera around and show you. Let's see if I can do that. Ooh. Yeah, here we go. So I got to paint this wall here, like up near the top there still, and I got to finish that corner. And I got to paint that wall there. That's what I'm going to be doing here in a minute. I'm going to be up there doing that painting like that. And those are the showcases. Those are going to be like over here like that. And there's going to be all kinds of cool lights and everything. Here's like just some stuff that's got to be put here and there. And these are some shelves that I got that I'm going to put more of those together. But I got to paint another coat on this wall. And like the ceilings are so tall, so I got to get like all the way up there on this big ladder. And so then now we're transitioning into this color, which is super cool. And I gotta do another coat on that wall and then get in these corners here. And then this wall is coming along. That color looks so cool. I really, really love it. And it's just like once the lights are hung and everything's like on in here, this place is gonna be so freaking awesome. So yeah, I got to get there and get that painting in there, and then I'm gonna paint this like that that thing is like a part of the wall that's like a door, and it like folds in to like separate that area from this area. So I am going to paint that too, but usually I think for the most part that's just going to kind of stay like that. Um, so yeah. And then there's the bed there for now, and then the upstairs area that I think I'm gonna turn this into like the Reiki healing salon up here. Like the kind of like the healing chamber is gonna be up in this area. So I'm gonna like isolate this and with curtains and stuff and all of that. And this will be the area up here where I'm going to do all of that, healing. And then, other rituals and things too. So there'll be some altars up here and different things will be happening up in this area. But I don't know if like I'll keep the bed down here or what, but we're going to figure it out, see what's up. But anyway, I'm gonna get started with the painting. I really do appreciate everybody that stopped in this morning. It really means a lot to me. And everybody that was active in the chat, thank you for that too. Thank you. Cool. I'm glad that y'all that you're digging it. And I hope y'all have a great day, and I will see all of y'all soon. Smell my face, smell it good. And I'll be hitting you up too, Jennifer. I'm getting close to, placing that big order, girl. So we'll be getting up on and getting in touch on that too. So I'll see you later, y'all. Bye. Have a good day.